All right, welcome to Stories from Encircle with me, Stacey Harkey. I'm here today with my sister. My sister. What's your name?
Alexandria.
Did you say
I forgot it for a second.
Being gay, being out, being queer is such a cool thing. And yes, there are tough aspects of it, but you have a community. There's so many heart-wrenching, heartbreaking stories, and those are so valid. But also there's a lot of stories of joy. Welcome to today's episode of the podcast where we're talking about joy and queer things.
I have two names.
Two?
Alexandria.
Like four, because you have a middle name and like a last name.
Yeah, that's true. But...
All right. What are we talking about? So this is my sister Alexandria. What do you prefer people call you?
I really don't care.
I call her Anda.
Anda's fine.
That's a nickname you've had all your life, right?
Yes,
growing up.
correct.
Oh, and we would do, the girls from like your volleyball team in high school would be like, my Anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, son.
Aged well.
I still, it's kind of come back.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Anda is straight. Is that how you identify?
I believe so.
Yeah. So, which is exciting because I wanted to have my sister on to talk about just like have another perspective of this topic that we're exploring of queer joy and maybe her perspective of my experience. And I think it'd be really cool to hear any negative thoughts or just any thoughts she has in general.
I am not a negative person.
She was actually, Anna was one of my biggest supporters. She was one of the first people I came out to. But we're going to get to that. Before we start, we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
It's like loosen up and get comfortable, give people a chance to get to know us a
Since
little bit.
we're not comfortable with each other.
No, with them. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh, she's right though. Very uncomfortable sometimes. So this is the game. I should have like a really fun name for it. Like memory trigger. I don't know. That sounds trauma. I'm going to say a word and we're going to try to come up with the same memory from childhood that we have in relation to this word.
Okay.
Okay? Because we grew up together. We are biological siblings.
Sometimes I don't want people to know that. I'm just joking.
You see what it was like growing up? The roast galore?
We had so much fun.
Did we? Okay.
I thought we did.
First
Let's
word.
go. Okay.
Fun. Okay. Oh, no. I have one.
What?
Do you have to come up with one too?
I have one.
Okay.
Oh, was I supposed to announce it?
I don't know how we're supposed to. Okay, mine that I was thinking of is surgery on crickets.
Oh my gosh, that's fun for you?
You didn't have fun?
I threw crickets at you all the time.
Oh my gosh, you did. Like, so we used to make us sound like
I thought
sociopaths.
you hated me.
We're gonna sound like psychopaths. So I was always her partner in crime. She's my older sister.
We're both middle siblings.
Yeah, and so we would always get into shenanigans together. And you're probably bolder than I am in a lot of ways and more adventurous.
Yeah, he'd make me get in trouble.
What? How does that make sense if you're the bold, adventurous one?
He'd be like, do this. I'd be like, okay.
Wait, no. Scratch the record, clear that up. I remember, so when I think of fun, maybe this is a weird one to come up with. I remember we found a cricket once, and it was like, you were like, it's pregnant.
It's pregnant.
Yeah, and you were like, we have to do surgery to get the baby out. And like, as a kid, I knew the cricket wasn't pregnant, but I was like in make-believe land.
You're like, let's go.
And so this is so dark now that I think about it.
And stuff
we
to
like operated on the cricket
on a leaf.
And do you remember that at the end of the day, we pulled a little cricket out of it? Do you remember that?
I actually do remember.
Because then I remember being like, I was like, there's no way. And then we did that and I was like, and I don't even think crickets have babies like that, but we pulled another cricket out of it.
I wonder
and I was
if I ate it or something.
But, I don't know, but
I
fun.
actually remember that now. It's so funny. Okay, so my memory of fun was like climbing on the house and like swinging off.
Oh yeah, we were
that
adventurous.
used to be so fun.
Back at Green Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would there was like a rope swing in the tree,
Yeah.
and we would climb on the
My
roof.
dad he would let us. He'd be like, y'all get up on the roof.
He's the one that set it up.
Yeah.
Adventurous family. And we would go on the roof and then like swing off with this rope swing and like.
Oh my gosh, it was dangerous.
That was so dangerous.
But it was fun.
Our dad is like a pretty big adventurer.
Yeah,
I felt like he was like growing up.
that's where I got it from.
Yeah, me too. I remember we went to see the Grand Canyon once as kids and we hopped the fence and like went into the Grand Canyon. We were like, let's go closer to the ledge. And we had good times. Okay, fun. All right. Scary. I have one. Do you have one? Oh no, say it.
Okay, so I remember I would always prank everybody else.
This might be the same one.
Okay, so one time I was sleeping on the top bunk.
Oh no, I don't know. Oh!
And I took my hair out. And Stacey, who were you sleeping on the bottom with? Julia?
Probably Julia.
So we have a sister. And I like leaned over the edge, and then I just like dropped down, and my hair was like crazy, and I was like, "Wow!"
And I think we screamed, didn't
and
we?
they screamed.
Like, ah! But you have to know, it wasn't just like, oh, her hair was down.
No, it was like big, crazy.
Like evil returns from the dark. It was like she had this like terrifying spread and just like hung over
I don't
the
even
edge.
think they knew I was there.
I haven't thought about that in forever. The one I thought about was when, do you remember that prank I pulled for a little bit? We scared each other a lot.
Oh.
But do you know what I'm talking about? Where I was like, oh, Dad left something for you in his closet.
No, I don't remember.
And because our dad had like a walk-in closet, and he had won this Hulk from like the state fair, and it was like this tall and like super buff. And I stacked it on a couple crates and then put like a Grim Reaper costume over it and taped a knife to its hands.
I do remember this.
And then
How
I
do
was
you
like,
remember all these things?
Because I remember I was getting ready to go with Mom. Our parents divorced when we were younger. And you just were going in, and I was like, oh, Dad left something for you in his closet. And you were like, and all of a sudden I just hear screaming and you running out of the house. And I was like, I was so tickled. Do you remember that?
Yes, now I do.
Dad got mad because I got him too. I was like, Dad, I just left it in his closet. And he just found it when he found it. Okay. Mean.
Is it the stairs?
No. Oh, that was. That's so not funny.
My brothers were horrible to me. But it's because I was like in the middle of them, and I probably tortured them, so I deserve it.
Yeah, you were pretty chaotic. But we were just like a laughy family. We just like laughed a lot.
Yeah, still do. Okay, so you go first.
Oh, okay. Well, the one I'm thinking of is when we were both in high school, I think, and you were maybe a senior, and I can't remember what happened, but I was really mad at you. And I took like your hair stuff, do you remember, and like tied it in knots?
Yeah.
I took all your like hair stuff and just tied it all up in knots. I just put them all together. And I'm not like a really passive aggressive person, so that was kind of like
a low.
That was kind of out of character for me a bit.
I was more just like
for you. Yeah, but then I remember the morning you found it.
No, he's not passive aggressive. He's like aggressive.
I'm like pretty direct.
Yeah.
So I remember you found it, and I was like, haha. And then that morning I missed the bus. And then you gave me a ride to like 15 minutes out of the way. And I remember feeling so bad because I just like, you love little high horse. See? I remember being like, I did this like mean thing. And then you like, were like so sweet and loving. And it like, I think that was a big moment for me where I was like, all right, no more of that stuff. It was a good lesson.
Yeah, and you kept doing it.
You like taught me, I never did that again.
Well, other stuff. What was my mean? I just forgot about it.
I've never done anything mean.
Oh, dang
Besides that one thing.
I forgot. Oh, okay, here. So when I feel like I got hurt all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I had like pulled a ligament in my leg.
Is that what it was?
Yes, or something.
Oh, like hyperextended
my knee or something. Maybe it was cheer. I can't remember. Anyways.
People think I'm terrible.
And so you are terrible. This was the worst. I was getting ready for church upstairs. I had my leg brace on, and you can't bend your leg when you have a leg brace.
Like it was like from the freaking like hip.
Yeah, from the hip all the way down. And so
it was really hard for you to maneuver.
It was really hard to walk. Was it sad?
For you to like get around, it was like
because you pushed me down the stairs.
Oh, I pushed you down the stairs. Stop.
So
I
was trying to go down the stairs. My brothers were at the top.
We were at the bottom.
And I.
Don't laugh.
I fell down the stairs with my leg brace on, so it's not like I could stop myself because my leg was like.
It wasn't like one stairwell down this.
It was like
went and then angled.
Hit the wall.
And she just like.
Tina
just tumbled and rolled right down the stairs.
Mind you, I'm in a dress, so I hit the bottom of the stairs, and the dress is over my head, and my leg is like up like this.
It was.
And my brother.
And me and my big brother downstairs, we just like.
They just looked at me. They didn't try to save my life. They did no assistance.
Were we gonna
they just laughed at me.
Were we gonna catch you?
And my dad was so mad.
Oh man,
they got spanked.
No, my brother did, because what happened was
You ran.
I was by the door,
bathroom.
and I remember hearing.
Here he comes. He jumped. My dad
we started
jumped down the
laughing so hard, and my dad, you just hear feet tumbling. Where he's like, he didn't even help you up. He just ran straight for us.
Over me.
And I just slipped out of the door. I was like, whoop! She got in trouble.
He's like, you better help your sister. It was so. Oh my gosh, that was so mean. My brothers were.
Yeah, Dad was really. What do you mean by my brothers? You were.
I have always been a really good.
Kept us on our toes. Okay, what about one more? Creative.
Ooh.
A story creative. Oh.
I can go first.
Go.
So I used to always like make these like drink concoctions.
Oh my goodness.
And then like would just unbeknownstly hand them off to someone.
You would make all these weird little like foods. And like never tell us what was in it.
Never tell us what was in it.
And knowing her, I was like, for sure this has battery acid, a radiator fluid. And you would be like, is it good though?
I'm pretty creative. I've like painted bedrooms. Like
you're very. It's cool to see.
I had like a weird style. Yeah, but like that, I was very proud of my drink mixes and food choices. I would like bring stuff from outside and be like, here is a Megolo Karasa.
Had us eating like dirt and worms and stuff.
Yeah.
I remember once you made, you took bread. Do you remember white bread? You took white bread and stuffed it in the middle of the microwave hole and made like crackers or something.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember those because they weren't bad, but I was like, this is sketchy. I know this.
You know what else I just got reminded of? Remember when we used to live in that apartment with Dad, the one that I fell down the stairs? Outside, they had those bushes. Remember that we used to crawl through?
Oh yeah.
Like and have like little houses.
Yeah, because they were like behind
huge.
we like lived a life back there.
Yeah, we had like books and backpacks.
We always did little stuff like that. My creative story is, oh shoot, what was it? Oh, remember when we do Battle of the Sexes?
Oh my gosh,
we would do
boys against
her
girls.
and my little sister against me and my older brother, and the goal was like, you had to like get something in their room. Like me and Richie shared a room, you and Drew shared a room.
Or get something out of the room.
Or get something out. So you have to get something, grab something, and then get it back. And I remember y'all.
Me and my sister like went hard.
Y'all had the lights off. We ran in your room, and I just remember things like sticking to our feet. It was like, and it was like all like mounting up. We hit the lights. Maxi pads everywhere. Sticky side up.
Sticky side up.
Just like
on a futon. They were like falling through the futon.
And we're like these little like preteen boys, and we were like.
It was like the futon like frame. It wasn't like with the padding on it. It was like the pads.
That's the one we did to. That's the one we did to y'all.
Oh, we ran in on it.
Because y'all did the maxi pads, and we were like stepping on it. And we were like, ah!
Oh yeah, that
like
was
panicking.
So good. Tampons
and then
maxi pads.
What we did to y'all was we took one of the big beds we had and we flipped it upside down, so we put the mattress frame on top, which was kind of cruel now that I think about it.
Yeah.
And it was just like box spring and y'all ran in and jumped on it. And just
it was hard.
How did we not like break more bones and stuff?
Yeah, we got lucky. I was like the only one that was ever in like a cast of some sort.
Drew broke her arm once, and Richie, remember we were doing the kick thing where?
Oh yeah.
And then Richie broke his leg or got stitches. I never had like stitches or casts.
Yeah.
I was the chosen one.
He would always like finagle his way out of me.
Out of getting hurt.
Everybody else would get.
Finagle my way out of getting hurt.
Yes.
Anyways, we should.
Like I said, you'd be like, "Do this," and everybody'd be like, "Okay."
No, I was never the ringleader. I was just the support. You were the ringleader. Oh my goodness.
Still am.
So what I have you on today is not to play this fun game, which I feel like I'm really enjoying this actually.
I know it was fun.
But I wanted to talk to you about like me and. That sounds so arrogant. I want to talk about me.
What's new?
But just like being the. Oh my gosh. There's a reason I have a podcast. As my sister, just like, did you know, like, what was it like me coming out to you? What was that like? Do you remember where you were or anything?
I was at home. I was pregnant with Noah, and.
You're pregnant with Noah?
Uh-huh.
I guess it has only been like 2018, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
And I was like in the bathroom. You called me, and that's not normal. I thought something was wrong. But then I thought he was playing a joke, so he was like, I just want you to know, like, I'm gay. And I was like...
You thought I was pulling a prank?
I thought he was being funny. I was like, okay. Really? Like, I thought he was going to be like, April Fools or something. I don't know.
It was in like, was it like November when I called you?
I don't remember what time of the year it was. And it's funny because, like, then I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I'm gay. And I'm like... Oh, okay, cool. Like, really?
Wait.
It, like, took me a second to, like, process it.
Was this a surprise to you?
It was a complete surprise.
We gotta unpack that because...
Complete surprise.
I feel like there were signs.
But that's the thing. Like, I've never been, like, to put somebody into a category because they like to put on wigs or stuff like that. So I was like... You
expose me like that, dang.
or wear cowboy boots and flip-flops. Maybe I should have put you into a category for that.
Style. I was always a connoisseur of the more unique flavors of fashion.
Yeah, we know. So, but yeah, I was surprised, but it didn't really change anything for me. I think I kind of on accident like made it about myself a little bit.
What do you mean?
Because like right after you told me, I got really emotional because I felt horrible that you didn't think you could talk to me about it before then. And so like I was like, why have you been living like why didn't we know before? Like just because I felt like we were close. There's so many things that you knew about me that
you were one of the safest people in the family. I knew when I came out to you that you were gonna be like cool.
Yeah. So,
even though it was still scary.
It wasn't scary.
For me.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say it wasn't scary for me. I just got so sad because I was like, why? Sorry. Because I was like, why didn't you tell me?
Oh.
You know, like, so that somebody could have been there for you. So we're not having to like feel like you didn't have people in your corner, and that's how I made it about myself. Because I was just like, I would hope that you'd be comfortable.
You're like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Why couldn't you have talked to me about it? Why couldn't I have been there for you through this process? So, I did think you were playing it at first. So.
There are so many cultural, family, social, mental. There's so many reasons that people stay closeted, or why I stay closeted. And I think about religion and growing up LDS and just like the shame around that. Our family, we were like traditional, like kind of black family in the South.
Yeah.
Like our parents, I knew weren't going to be the most like yes.
Yeah.
Or even just like, there's just so many factors that
went into
to think it is being one person is just not fair to any personal situation. So that's always something I think about. And so my coming out strategy, and this is something that I think more, like I always recommend people try this. Coming out is very personal, so you know yourself better than anyone else, do your thing. But I'm always like, get some wins first. Come out to people that you know. Well, you don't have to come out to the person who deserves the information first. Like, you don't have to come out to dad or mom first. I mean, I don't know what your situation's like. Coming out to like you and Jaria first, I knew you two would support me, and it gave me confidence, and it gave me like.
It's actually smart.
Yeah, it gave me like it also gave me like allies too. Like as I moved forward to come out to the rest of the family, I had like some wins, I had some support, I felt good. I wasn't like doing the hard battles first just by myself, you know?
Yeah, I think I was a little bit sad too that we weren't like dating men at the same time. Because I really feel like life would have been so fun. Grand.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I loved in the beginning, like some of the times I'd be like swiping on Tinder with you and you'd be like, you'll take the phone and swipe on crazy people. I'm like, Anna, stop.
I do get a little mad though because gay guys are really attractive.
We are.
So.
What? Like, and I guess my question is, because I knew you were going to be like supporter from the get-go.
Yeah. And
the thing is, people should know, you're not just like supportive. You're not like, oh yeah, I'm on your side. You're like a fierce defender.
Oh, absolutely.
You're like a protector. Did you ever have conversations with mom and dad? Because when I wasn't around.
Man, I did, but I don't think they were very long conversations, you know?
Why? Do you think like...
I can't even remember, I just can't remember any of our conversations.
I remember moments...
Because I think for me, they knew that it was like, I support my brother and there's nothing else. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So it's not even up for discussion. Like, that's kind of how it was.
The parents are supportive, very supportive now. But there was like a time when they were like trying to figure it out.
They were like so confused.
And as they like reached out, there were moments where like things would be said in like a group chat, and like Anda would come in and be like, "Shut that down." She would shut it down.
And that's the thing too, like we have always been like growing up in like mixed groups of friends. So we were around people who were queer or like, I don't want to say like disenfranchised, but just like lower income families, like all these different types of people. And so I was always for the underdog. So because I've been there, I think like...
Yeah, we've been there.
So I just feel like if nobody's going to say anything, like it needs to be said. Do you know what I mean?
And I think this is something you do well, is like so like when people are coming out, yes, we need like friends, but we need people who can like, we need like allies. We need people who can like fight with us. Yeah. And so in my family, when I was coming up against some of the harder battles, I didn't have to do it alone. It wasn't like parents said something and she was like, oh, She would be like, you and Jerry would like say something. You would be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And you like showed support. I remember one thing you did, and I will never forget this.
Yeah.
It was during Noah's baby blessing. And I was dating a guy, my first boyfriend at the time.
And you guys came to stay.
And we were coming to visit her, and my mom was coming to visit, who was still having a hard time with things and trying to figure it out. And you gave us the guest bedroom, and you sent mom to like a hotel or something.
Yeah.
And I think, and I talked to you about it because I was like, oh, why are you doing this? And you were like, I want it to be so clear how supportive I am of who you are and you trying to find happiness. And I like...
Your heart swelleth.
It was like such... She wasn't just like, I love you. She was like doing things to show. She was like, of course we love our parents, but you were just like, hey, I need it to be known that like how I stand. And I was just like shooketh. Yeah.
I also was like done. I was done with you ever feeling like you had to hide that. Like, I was just like, no, you're going to live out loud, and I'm going to help you a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, it's going to be, everybody's going to see, everybody's going to know. Like, we're not hiding things. Like, you are no longer going to feel like you can't talk about who you are.
I love it. You're good. I think you're a good reflection of that just in your day-to-day and how you live your life and how you encourage and stuff, too.
Thanks.
Well, was that like, so having kids, and at the time you were like, going to church and stuff when I first came out.
Yeah.
How was it navigating that with like your kids? Like, was it like talking to like Orrin and Emmett? Were you like, you know what I mean? Like, how's that?
I do know what you mean. I think it was
like
kind
the gay
of,
uncle. Like, what do we do?
So the way that we approach anybody who's different is kind of the same. So it wasn't like I teach my kids like it's good to be different. It is something that you should be proud of. And I'm talking about like disabled, I'm talking about queer, I'm talking about different cultures and races and religions. Like those are things that it just makes our society so beautiful. And so it wasn't hard to talk about it because we had already been like, no, we love people for who they are and what they show up with. It doesn't matter. So like I never really had to, it wasn't ever like a topic that I had to be like, well, your uncle's gay. Like, you know, it just is what it is. And I love it when my kids ask me questions because I am like very, very honest with them.
Oh, she is very honest.
Well, yeah, I don't see a benefit in hiding things like that. And there's a way to like, based on your children's age to like approach things, obviously. But I think Emmett said something about Uncle Stacy has a boyfriend, and I was like, yes. He was like, that's cool. You know, and my kids are just obsessed with you already, but like it just kind of made you that much cooler to be like, oh yeah, my uncle, he just wants to be happy. Like he's just enjoying his life, and it doesn't make him different, it doesn't make him strange. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I think the last time I came over, this is like a weird tangent. Just when I was over, I think Emmett and Orrin both mentioned something about like muscles. They were like, wow, you're so strong. And I was like, am I the buff uncle? I was like, uncle. The second you want to go to the gym, you talk to me.
my kids like to work out, so.
Oh yeah, they're like pretty active. You're an active family.
Yeah.
That's really insightful because I'm always like curious to know about like family and interacting, and I think you've just like that's another strategy of mine. When I came out, I didn't want it to be Uncle Stacy's secret, So in relation to like, the family, I didn't want people to be like, oh, Uncle Stacy and his friend, or Stacy and his lifestyle. I was like, this will be, in the circles that are welcoming me, are like, this will be a topic that is normal and commonplace. Yeah. So I brought it up all the time.
I liked that too.
And it was with you, it was cool and easy, but with mom and dad, it was sometimes a little tough. But I was like, the thing is, my goal was to normalize it, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't to be a nuisance, but I knew that I couldn't, my parents were still trying to figure it out, so I knew I couldn't, the burden of normalizing it was hard for them as they were still trying to navigate how they felt and stuff. So I was like, I am going to make this so, and I remember when mom asked once, very, very, very active LDS woman, asked, if I've been on any dates and how they were, and I was like, mission accomplished. It's normalized now. Yeah. I was like, we Gucci. I can ease up. But that was really
big. It wasn't like this like slow process either. It was just very like, you do what you want to do.
I was like I like the Kool-Aid man. I like kicked down a wall and I was like, yo.
Yeah, and then after that, it was just very easy to like, it just was part of it. Like it was just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it was so easy.
It's part of the thing. I do wonder, and I was thinking of, I don't know if I should share this.
Oh goodness.
We can cut it out if we want. But one of the reasons that surprised me, that you were surprised when I came out, is because I don't know if you remember when we were like in high school, we had that one family computer, and one day you grabbed me and you were like, Stacey, I have to show you the search history. And that was before I knew that internet search history was like retained. And you pulled me to the computer and it was like boys, naked boys or something. It was like this really embarrassing, like it was like a dirty little search on Google. And my heart dropped because I was like, my secret. But when I was on my mission, I for years felt bad about that.
See?
So on my mission, I wrote you an email and I was like, hey, remember that like those nude searches you found on the computer? That was me. And I felt really bad. and I just remember you responding graciously. And I just felt like that was the first time I'd came out. But then,
it's not like I looked at them.
Yeah,
so
I
didn't really know like what the.
But you were just like, when you were surprised that it came out, I was like, and the internet search history, and you were like, I don't know, just kids are curious.
You told me it was something. Yeah, what? You were telling me something else, and I believed you when you told me.
But even when I couldn't blame. Anyways, so this podcast has been like one of the themes I want to explore is the joy in being queer from like your perspective of me living my life. Do you feel like you've seen like a queer joy? And I don't even know what that term means. I'm just like throwing it out. Do you feel like
can you have queer joy and not be queer?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think I like it.
Tell me more. What do you think it means to you? Like, or what does it mean to you?
So to answer your first, so I have loved watching you just live life. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just out here living life.
You mean like dating and stuff or what? Just like that?
Well, yeah, like dating and like learning new things and exploring your sexuality. Like it's really cool to watch because it's not ever something we talked about before.
Yeah.
So like even when you had dated girls or tried to, like it was very like a mute subject. Do you know what, like seriously, you weren't like this girl's a good kisser or anything like that. Like it was just so like now we have these really good conversations and stuff.
We need to be getting juicy.
And then I love like being part of the joy that you experience. I almost said the queer joy community because I absolutely support that and other people.
You're in there with me, like you are like ride or die.
So, you better believe.
She's like, this is the
to
one
the
here
tomb.
That's like, if I would have been in high school and come out, you would have been the one that's like,
I would have probably transferred schools so that I could go to school with you, just to make sure like everything was kosher.
I believe it.
Like, I would have not
let... maybe do cheerleading with you or something?
Oh, that would have been so fun. We would have been partners.
Oh, my God, cheerleading.
I have a feeling you would have dropped me a couple times on purpose. I believe that. Actually.
All right. We are... I think it's time to call this a day. Like, this has been a lot of fun, and you're visiting from out of town, and so I appreciate you coming. But if you want to find more about Anda, like where can people find you?
My social media.
It's like Anda. What is it? Alexandria.
It's Alexandria Day Nielsen.
Alexandria Day Nielsen. She runs like a ton of companies. Really great style and design.
I have
Lex
like a cute little picnic company in southern Utah.
It's really
Lex
cute.
And Ash.
It's really cute.
So.
But I love it. But Anna, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. It's been fun.
We'll see y'all next time. Bye. I don't know how to end this thing.